Hello, welcome to Adam Henderson's Scrabble YouTube channel. So this is my work on the dictionary committee. We'll hide that. um, by the way, after this video, I think maybe I'll make one more video after this, so I can have two videos to enjoy this week. Um, so yeah, I have the first two videos weren't really that interesting. I don't want to say they're weak players, but the first two, they weren't as strong as the person I faced in the third Scrabble match, and it was Edwin Roth. This is the one where uh, Evan Chester told me to his advice was to close down the board, which to me that doesn't make any sense. I'm an open board player. I actually pride myself in my word knowledge. I think I have fairly good word knowledge. I guess different people would have different opinions on whether my word knowledge is actually good or not. This guy's played in quite a few tournaments. So I want to focus on the national championship. He won $500 because he came in. What place did he? Okay, he came in fourth place. It's actually kind of surprising you only win $500 for coming in fourth place. But yeah, he did really well. 20-11 with a spread of plus 900. Yeah, as you can see, solidly 1700 player, I would say. And 1700 is definitely at that point where you're starting to really, what's the words I'm looking for here? Really have to focus when you're playing somebody of that strength. Yeah, I was just looking at that recent comments thing that wasn't there before. All right, I went first. So I played wives here, or no, actually I just played wife because I wanted to. I've got the Z, and I wanted to hook swive and make a Z play off column D, which I think makes sense. Let's see what HastyBot says. So it likes views, also likes wives, also likes fibs. This one might be worth actually breaking out Macondo for. Let me pause it so I can do that. So I've just recently tried to learn how to use the sim feature on Macondo. So I set the names in the rack. Let's see if I know how to use this. So I think you just start by typing sim and that's it. Oh, I have to hit gen first. So yeah, I believe 8G, no 8E. 8E wive was my play. Yeah, so that's option 10. So yeah, it's there. So let's hit sim. I think that's all you need to do is just type in sim, and then you just type stop whenever you want it to stop. I think that's how it works. So it says simulation started, and then every so often it'll give you like a status report of how many iterations it's done so far. So that's how you use Macondo to sim. I'm sure there's probably more things to it. I never really liked simming too much because one thing I would really like from a sim is like to be able to like view some of the specific simulations that it's doing, because I always like am skeptical that it's actually what it's doing is actually valid or not. So I'm gonna hit stop now, and let's see what comes up with. Sim stop. So it likes fizz, keeping ESVW. I really do not like this play. 8G fizz, so that's pretty boring. I wonder why it likes this play. I'm gonna try something. Let me pause for a second. Okay, so I had a conversation with ChatGPT about this play. So ChatGPT is trying to explain the why to why Macondo prefers fizz to my play of Wive. A lot of it has to do with let me open just the fact that fizz doesn't have any hooks. My concern after a 3-tile play like fizz as the opening play is that the board's just going to become really closed down immediately, which is, for me, it's a really unpleasant experience to have that type of game. But if you look at Wive, it's got the S hook, but it also has the D, the R, which I actually didn't realize Wiver was a word. I mean, I should know this, but at the time I was playing Wive, I probably didn't think through all the back hooks and remember that it takes the R as well. So yeah, I'm starting to lean towards the fact that in this particular situation, fizz might have been better just because this leave of ESVW is not as a nightmare as I thought it was. I just really hate keeping both a V and the W so early in the game. But the leave really isn't that bad since you're pairing it with the E and the S. And then what ChatGPT was saying, all the hooks on Wive are a little bit too reckless. Let me just read this a little bit. It's saying that ESVW upgrades with nearly any val. I mean, I guess, but I'm not really thinking about. I'm thinking about bingo potential, not like waves, vowels, wives as upgrades. Variance control, spending only 3 tiles keeps you in the driver's seat. 5 tile. Okay. All right, that makes no sense. I just want. I do find it interesting the idea to use ChatGPT to try to explain, because supposedly they just released ChatGPT 5, and I know all those stories about it not being very good, but supposedly it is supposed to be better than 4, and so especially since it does, if you let it like think, it's supposed to do a better job. So I like the idea, at least. I haven't really tried it too much, but I like the idea of using it to try and explain things. If you believe they block the center lane with a snug 3 tile happens, then force that line. Yeah, I did try that on Macondo. That was the suggestion. I tried. I was like, the nightmare scenarios, they have something like pedal, or just I guess the nightmare scenarios they have a bingo, but if they have a word like pedal, I was worried about what my prospects were. I simulated using some of the letters I actually drew, Yeah, I believe I drew another V. So if I reached this position, Va actually, okay, my husband. Yes, Jebby. Va actually has a win percentage of 61.5%, which is really good. I guess it's because ESVI is such a strong leave. The V is actually not as bad a tile as I used to think it was. If you pair the V with some 1 point tiles, it actually turns into be quite nice tile. Anyway, I do think that there's some promise with the idea of using ChatGPT to help with the strategy, so I'm going to keep doing that for positions I really want to dig deep into. I think in this particular instance, I think playing Fizz is correct over Wive just because Wive takes the S, the D, and the R, so it's giving back bingos a lot more often than I would like just because of all those back hooks. Like ChatGPT says, Fizz doesn't have any hooks either front or back, so you're much less likely to see a bingo after Fizz, and the leave of ESVW is not as bad as I thought it was. So all those things considered, I think I would play Fizz. And there is kind of, especially if you prefer open boards like me, there is kind of a phobia of starting out a game with a 3 tile play at G8 like this, but which is totally understandable. A lot of times these just right off the gate you're condemning yourself to a closed board throughout the entire game. But sometimes it's worth doing it anyway, even if you strongly prefer open boards like I do. I was told that Edwin Roth actually prefers open boards by Evan Chester, so I think that was another reason I shouldn't have been too afraid of making this play on this against this opponent. So yeah, I'm at 12 minutes already. Haven't even done the first play, but that's fine. I do like to spend a lot of time on the first few plays against strong opponents because a lot of times those end up being the most important ones. So let me just check my photo of the game so I can make sure I get everything completely correctly. So obviously he's going to play sleeping. He actually had a few other choices here besides sleeping. And I'm wondering if sleeping takes the S. It does. Okay, well, I wasn't about to try putting an S on sleeping because I didn't think it would take it, but apparently it does. I'm going to write that one down so I can remember it. Again, there's so many ing words to try and figure out which take the S and which don't. Somebody somewhere made a website to study those, but I forget what it was. I'll have to find that. Yeah, you can easily spend your whole life studying words and practicing to become a top elite player. So I drew another V, which wasn't that great. It's saying to hook the S on sleeping, which I just was never going to do that. I played 5 here. This is something I often like to do, is just keep the Z. It's saying actually playing Fez or Phase is better. It might be. I think probably I was a little bit too reluctant to give up my V here, and I just played 5. I don't want this video to be too long. I do think that Phase or Fez is a better play, since I was never gonna try to hook an S on sleeping when I wouldn't know. I was like less than 50% on it. That sleeping took the S, so I was never gonna consider that. But yeah, I do think Fez or Phase is better than playing 5 here. But 5 is what I went with, so we'll just continue on. Here I held his next play because he actually bingos again. So he had choices between reschool and schooler. He is not playing the content play here, which is good because I did have the S. So he correctly played schooler. I held the play. I actually did not know reschool was a word. I'll write that one down. I mean, it kind of, I think I've probably heard it in like common talk, but it's just, I wouldn't, over the board, I wouldn't know like 100% that reschool was valid. If I did know 100% it was valid, it would have made my decision on whether to challenge this play or not. What I did know about Edwin Roth is that he was supposedly has a really strong word knowledge, so that was one factor that made me decide not to challenge this. But schooler is a word, so I made the correct choice there. Pretty good rack here. No bingos. What did I play here? Yep, I made the top play here of Za. I wonder if this would still be the top play in a Macondo sim. Let me try it. Okay, I'm trying to when it's a really strong opponent like this, and I did play quite a few really strong opponents in this tournament. A lot of these people, they spent a lot of money flying out from all areas of the country to come to Baltimore and play in this tournament. So I think just based on that alone, the strength of the competition was a lot of these players were actually underrated. Let's see. So this was my rack. I'm curious if Za under 5 was actually the best play. I'm not entirely sure why I came up with this play, other than I felt like I really needed to keep. I was at this point I was down 134 to 40, so I was down 94 points. So I really needed a bingo. So I felt like I needed to keep a strong lead, like NIERS. So that maybe just be all there is to it, and I was just completely right. But I just want to do a sim just to be sure. I wonder what Sim Details does. I wonder what Sim Show does. I'll look into that later. I don't want to waste too much time since I've already at over 18 minutes on this video. I will make some of these more the games I play against stronger players to be longer and more in depth. I think you guys will appreciate that, and also that's what I would do anyway if I were just doing it on my own. I really want to kind of dive deeper on these games. So yeah, Za wins the simulation. I only win about 27% of my games. So he just opened with 2 bingos, so that's why. Yeah, so I made the best play here. I just wanted to be absolutely sure that I made the best play. Plays Ahi for 34. Still down 90 Was that 92 points? I'm down, something like that. I took a really long time here because I couldn't find like any bingos at all, and I finally, once I finally came up with Crispin's. I was like, Crispin's a word. You don't understand like the pressure you find yourself in unless you've played in like a nationals that you've spent $2,000 flying yourself and your spouse to come participate in. I was never gonna find that. I was never gonna find any of those that hook the S on sleeping. Because, like I said, I just did not. I think all things considered, since I didn't know the S hook on sleeping, Crispin's was a fine play. So that was the play I made. Obviously, there was a lot of better plays, but they all pretty much involved either finding that weird springes word. I feel like I haven't studied springes. Springes. Okay, I'm gonna write that one down because it seems like I've never seen this word. Okay, so actually, I've seen springe without the S, but that's pretty low down on. So I haven't had a chance to really study that one. Anyway, Crispin's was my play. I think all things considered, this was a decent play, and he actually exchanges 6. I'm just going to call it a pass because Google's doesn't handle exchanges very well. And my return draw was not great. Ooh, Wabane. I think I would have played this if I had seen it. It's 18 points and turns over 6 tiles. Definitely would have done that. I didn't play Unai. There is some danger in this play. It gives a lot back, so this is probably not a good play. In fact, I'll say it's definitely not a good play. Yeah, this one, not a good play for the same reason. Hasty Bot's choices often just open triples willy-nilly. What did I play here? I don't think Hasty Bot's going to be very helpful on its choices. I played Basin. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I think this is a good play, actually. It keeps the U, which isn't ideal. Actually keeps pretty bad tiles. I don't like this play of Banyan. The only play I like, really, is Wabane here. That's the only play I like. I would have definitely played this if I had seen it. But it's just a weird construction of a word, so that's why I didn't see it. I think all things considered, Basin isn't horrible. It does keep a terrible leave of AIU. I mean, some large negative number. Negative 17. And Basin only scores, what? 21. Yeah, so maybe Basin wasn't that great. I wanted to take away that triple, though. So I think all things considered, it wasn't a terrible play, but, you know, I really just needed to see Wabane is probably what it was. All right. So he made a paranoid play of playing AI here. I guess he was worried about me having the X or the Q. But I'd be curious to what his other tiles were. Because like my first thought is that this was just way too paranoid. But without knowing his other tiles, I wouldn't know for sure whether this is an okay play or not. It turns out if it turns out that playing AI somewhere on the board was just the best play to keep a really strong 5 tile leave, this would probably be okay. So I don't have any strong plays, big scoring plays with this J. I'm surprised that I was in the lead after Basin, because it seems like he had such a strong opening there, and then I guess things just fell apart for him, which is surprising. What did I play here? I played Pruja, which probably isn't even a word. So I played a phony 5-letter word that he didn't challenge. Okay, so in my defense, it is real. A lot of you guys, you may be tournament players, but you don't like play in like nationals. Playing in nationals is a different kind of experience than playing in a regular tournament. Like, I was playing in Division 2, and every single person I played was just like dead serious about just not talking too much, just being super serious in their play. I was surprised how serious people were about the game, and I play very seriously too. But it was just when I go to local tournaments, people are a lot more relaxed and having fun. And so anyway, back to this play of Perugia, which was phony. I just choked basically, and I'm surprised that it didn't come off, because this is a pretty bad phony. Normally, if you play a 5-letter word that is a JXQZ word and it's phony, it just comes off immediately. So I'm just surprised I didn't get punished for this. But I guess I just willed being able to play that U off, because my other options weren't that great. I had Puja. That was probably what I was thinking of, was Puja. I came up with Pruja instead. Okay. All right. Let's keep moving on here. I had no business. Anyway, let's just keep moving on. Yeah, I played young here. I don't think there's anything to talk about in this play. Oh, Perugia was so bad. I don't know if he held it or not. I don't think he did, because I think if he would have held it, I would have lost my mind. I don't think I would have been able to keep composure if he held that play. I think I would have been really uncomfortable, and he would have challenged it. Okay, so here he played wary, which sometimes when you play in a big tournament like this and you just get the perfect tile that you need, it feels so good. So I did have marring, but yeah, that just made it even better. So now I'm actually in a commanding position in this game, where just before things were awful. I wonder if there's a word. I mean, I know there's Thuja, but I'm wondering if there was another word ending in Uja or something like that. There's Thuja, Puja. No, it's just, I must have just gotten confused with it being Thuja and Puja. and I came up with Pruja. That's all that there is to it. It was really dumb. All right. He plays Scott. Which was bizarre that, like, this is bizarre that this even happened. He must have been so sure that Pruja was a word that he would put an S on it. So, yeah, Pruja is not a word. And the S, yeah, it's bizarre. I wasn't going to challenge it. Not because I have any kind of shame, but because I thought Pruja was the word. All right, and I thought very strongly, especially since he didn't have any scruples hooking an S on it. And also I was in a commanding position. I didn't want to lose a turn, so that's why I didn't hold that. I think I did have some doubt when I played Pruja. I really shouldn't have made that play. I made the play anyway because sometimes when I start feeling that doubt, I chicken out of plays I really should be making. So there's that too. All right, sorry for the long video, guys. But this one's one I really wanted to dig deep into. I think at this point after X, I'm just good. So let's just get through the rest of these kind of more quickly. He plays just the T somewhere. Playing Ta. Wasn't there though. Okay, he plays Ta here. So obviously he has a really strong leave if he's going to make a 2-point play, playing off one tile. So obviously what he was doing was setting up a U or an E and creating a bingo lane for himself in a board that's pretty closed. So I knew I kind of had to close this bingo lane that he had just created somehow. So that was the objective of my next play. I think I took a good amount of my clock time to figure out what to do, and I'm starting to get it low on time. So I don't think any of these... Oh, yeah, actually this play really would have been good. I just did not see it. Yeah, but besides Fiat, okay, this is actually good too, Fid. I guess I played Oof because I was greedy and I wanted to bingo myself, but playing something like Fid or Fiat was just taking the points would have been a lot better. So I blocked that, but he still bingoed anyway with agented. And I challenged because I felt like I'd never seen the word before. Let's see if I have seen this word. I think this allows him back into the game. So it's understandable why I'd challenged that one because I've never seen that word before, agented. And, you know, it seemed like a fairly high probability word. So it's just a high prob that I've never seen before, which happens because I don't study by probability. That would drive me insane. So I lost my turn. So now he actually had the score as 325. Oh, agented. Okay, hold on. Agent tend to use a blank. So 325 is correct. I challenged it, lost a turn, and he comes up with QI. And I came up with wanted. Or no, I came up with do. So yeah, this is now not coasting to victory anymore because I made some bad choices. He plays mule. And I was really low on time at this point, but I didn't want to go over. I think this was my rack. I'm trying to read my own handwriting. Yeah, so I made this top play wanted here. He plays tote. Trying to read my own handwriting. This is hard. Yeah, I think I had 2 U's. This is not what I wanted to see. So after tote, we were tied at 411. Like, I don't know how this happened. And I, with this terrible rack, I thought I was going to lose for sure. But somehow, like, with no time to think, I came up with something. So I saw that he had BT and nowhere to play it to go out if I blocked this spot. Yeah, Olia was better. No, actually, that would give back debt. So yeah, that gives back debt. That gives back belt. That gives back bat. So all right, let's just end this video. It's getting too long. What I played here was OE, and that prevents him from being able to go out. He plays buy for 8. And then I was able to play luau. And then he plays at for 4. So the final score, which we did recount the score. He requested a recount, but everything came back correct. I won 433 to 425. Was quite happy with going 3-0 to start the tournament. And yeah, I think he, other than the Prujas, I think we both played actually pretty well in this particular game. If you want, put your thoughts below. Try to not roast me too much. And thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Please like the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.